Peace. I know that anybody paying attention at this moment must be like, wow, this Amaku is really tripping today. But I just have time, and these are different things that I've wanted to do. So these are projects that I'm getting out and wanting to talk about. So today, this is helping me in my own understanding and growth as well in this field or in this understanding. So I'm gonna talk about Aries and the astrological sign of Aries a little bit, just really brief kind of synopsis of it. I'm going to go step by step. I'm only going to talk about the sun sign side of Aries and only in a Western sidereal or tropical astrology aspect. We can have the conversations about the difference between sidereal and tropical astrology and its benefits over its detriments as well. I'm open to that. I'm not saying any one is over the other. I do see the benefits of both. Like I do know that little Indian brother predicted the COVID last year. He predicted it would come out of China. He did a really great job. I know he's got some deep sciences there. This is me learning in truth and presenting what I learn. I learn better as I talk and I speak as I learn. And so I welcome those of you that are on this, those of you that want to be on this journey with me to come and to have this discussion or listen to what it is that I'm understanding. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you learn from this and then hope we all grow. So Aries, first of all, Aries is a masculine sign. So, and it's because it's sun. The element of the Aries is fire, right? So when you look at Aries, when you think about Aries, Aries is going to be active. It's going to be excitable, right? It's going to be Aries, the Aries person is with their sun sign in Aries, they're going to be impulsive. They're also going to be optimistic as well. So with all of this going on, they're not afraid to change, right? They're not afraid to have new experiences. So they are ruled by the planet. The planet they're assigned the planet Mars, right? And we all got to remember Mars was the Roman god of war. So Aries, it's insinuating Aries has like aggression and there could be some conflict there. But there's also courage and passion whenever you're dealing with an Aries. So the Aries concept is the ram, which means that it's assertive, right? And so also assertive, and it moves towards climbing towards great heights. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and it symbolizes new beginnings. So a person who is an Aries, their life can be full of new adventures, new things. They like to go out and try different things, to incorporate into themselves. There can be a restlessness about the Aries person. So they're like more of an activist, and they're a doer. They do things, right? But if there is something new for this Aries person, they're going to just be about it. They're going to plunge right in. They're not really going to sit, think about it. Boom, that's not their thing. They're there for it. They're doing it. Bam, let's go. Let's make it happen, right? And so they're, your keyword is now. We got to make it happen now, right? So when people meet in the Aries, like they come off very excitable, right? They're very talkative, right? Aries can be a little bit too talkative as well. So, and then that's because they might know something in great detail and they just want to talk about it. So their desire, but they also have a desire because they're Aries, they're the sun sign, they're aggressive, they're passionate. Their desire is to get their way in a situation. They want to have their way. And if they don't give it, and anybody who doesn't give an Aries their way, they really see them as an annoyance, right? And also Aries people, they're natural leaders. You know what I'm saying? We can look at that. In fact, brother, he's probably an Aries. But he comes off real martial Aryan. Like he's not an Aries. I'd be really surprised if he was like an Aquarius. That would be so surprising. But this cat is like hiding out, so we'll see his astrological profile eventually. They have a giving An Aries person has a giving nature about them, right? And they don't mind helping others in need, but this could also be a desire to have control as well. So, they want to help people in need and also control the situation. You got to watch that. Maybe that could possibly be there. I'm not saying it is there, but it could possibly be there. But there's an insistence in their helpfulness. So like it may be like help that no one asked for. You could give your advice and no one really wants it. So there's always that. Or not always, but there's that to contend with or deal with. It's there. With this desire desire for things that are new, being open to change, they could be part of a thrill seeker. So Aries could be into the wild stuff, or things that bring forth that adrenaline inside. So they could always be seeking a thrill, or be seeking after the thrill rather than the thrill itself, right? So it's more like a mental relationship for them. And this is what intrigues the Aries, right? So they love the chase. They love the idea of the chase rather than like the accomplishment. So it's an idea that they kind of want to get to, right? So there may be, with all of this excitement, this passion, everything else, they could be hot-tempered and known to throw tantrums, especially if they don't get their way. So if they find that they lose interest or become bored and thing altogether, they just drop it. They're like, move on, not care about it. So they love, Aries people love independence, right? They hate taking orders. Aries, if you got an Aries person, they're not going to want to take orders. If they find themselves in an organization or in a situation, they're going to look for ways of, being in charge, or, being the center of attention, or determining how a situation is going to go. So Aries people love running the show. They love being in charge, and they do everything they can to be competent in that position. So sometimes they really do earn that position, give them respect in that regard. But Aries person can be very self-involved, right? So this can be a strength as well as a hindrance. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, self-involved, meaning you're down to develop yourself, but also at the same time, you need to look at what other people are experiencing when they're with you, instead of just knowing your own experiences and going with what you go with. You know what I'm saying? You may not. Another thing about the Aries person is that they're very honest and upfront. And this probably has to do with their aggressive, just move forward, push forward nature. Like they're not going to try to hide stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to be straightforward with everything. And this can be good, but this can also hurt, because they can be straightforward with the crassest information. They like, we're just friends and that's just the way it goes. And you got to deal with that. So the Aries, the inner part of the Aries, they like to be in charge. Not under anybody's control. There's an intense drive to succeed. You understand what I'm saying? And they need to have the ability. They need to feel like they're able to handle everything. An Aries absolutely hates boredom, and they're always looking for something new. So they need to work on patience. The Aries person needs to work on patience and sticking with things. So other people, though, they always see them as upbeat and magnetic. And so that personality draws people to you. And like you at the same time can bring an excitement. Aries brings an excitement to other people's life. And people can kind of admire you for your honesty and your aggressiveness. But people do not like your tendency to be bossy. That's something to work on. So now remember, we're just going to go through the sun signs. I'm going to go through the moon signs. I'm going to talk about, the different signs in love, the sun signs, and then we'll get into like where certain signs are in your chart. But this is just a beginning and this is ongoing. So I hope you enjoy. I hope this helps out. Peace and blessings.